drift by the window.
Best season, spring, fall, winter, or summer?
Fall.
Fall, because of the 5 Fs. Football, foliage, food, festivals, and the all-important flannels.
Left one out. There's 6 Fs. Fairways.
Fairways. Okay, you can have
Because that's about the time we start getting rain again, and the golf courses come back around by mid-October. From about October 10th to about Thanksgiving, the golf courses are generally in great shape till it turns cold. So I would put fairways on your
the
list,
6
too.
Fs. I'm trying to think what I would equate the flannel to, like a male to female. I don't know, like the comfort aspect, maybe like yoga pants or something, like sweatpants, whatever girls feel really comfortable in. The flannel to me is the best piece of clothing material that I've ever sported. Doc wants to know if he can add an F for waterfowl. He wants to add his foul for waterfowl ducks. Does that qualify for foul?
Yeah, I'll go with that.
That's
season. Usually late November.
So we're up to 7. Football.
We got to have cold weather for duck season to be good. You know, we got to push them birds down.
Football, foliage, food, festivals, flannels, fairways, and foul.
Live from the Bud Light Studios. Produced by Kristen Johnston with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. This is The Morning Rush.
Fall camp has always just been a weird deal, Tommy. Like, I still don't understand to this day why they call it that when it's 98 degrees outside.
Fall semester, I guess. There's nothing that feels like fall that's going on out there today.
Yep.
Nothing.
Arkansas begins classes next week. The LSU Tigers begin on the 24th. And why are you bringing that up? Well, Will Wade's got a roster issue that we're going to talk about coming up in just a bit. While there are a lot of good Fs associated with fall, which we're still about a month out from, football is still king. And we've got fall practice, as you just talked about. You're going to get a chance to watch the guys for the first time today. When we were talking about this yesterday, I want to save this for tomorrow. The player that you're most excited to see this upcoming season, who is it? 877-377-6963. Could be a transfer player. It could be a young kid. It could be a holdover from last year's roster, maybe that's been here for a while. And frankly, there's not a lot of those guys. You've got some in-state kids like Braylon Russell and C.J. Brown, but what player are you most excited to get eyes on come September 5th at 3:15?
Well, you named a bunch of them right there, but Braylon Russell would be somewhere near the top of my list. You know, we hear about this trimmed-down frame, how much faster he may be. So, obviously you got to run the football to win in this league. So I'm excited to see how well he can run the football.
Yeah, he's got 640 yards, 8 touchdowns in his Razorback career. You think about some 1,000-yard backs that you've had recently, Mike Washington. I think also Jaquindon Jackson went over that as well. I don't know, depending on how they're splitting backfield carries, what that's going to look like. But I do think Braylon, with his new trimmed-up body, the way that he's really seemingly put in the work in the offseason, coach is quick to point how much effort he's put in his own time and really led by example. And you've got an older guy in that room now in Son Smith that knows the offense and knows what is expected from him, from Cramsey and also Coach Silverfield. But, yeah, I think Braylon's the guy that, like, we saw some flashes freshman year like we've talked about. A weird deal with the portal coming in, going out. Could he really emerge as one of the better guys on this football team in his junior season?
All right, that's where we start here on this Thursday morning, and we're brought to you by the Inn at the Mill. We're talking about football and trips to the Hill. If you're listening somewhere outside of Northwest Arkansas this morning and you're looking for a great place to stay when you come for a game or maybe just for a business trip or a weekend to see family or maybe catch up with your kids who are in school and you've moved them in and you're looking for a place to go when you visit your kids on the Hill, the Inn at the Mill is the place we always stay. 479-443-1800. A few reasons why. They got the friendliest staff you're ever going to meet. They got the best location just off the Johnson exit, so you're close to everything up in Rogers and Bentonville. You're close to campus. You're right in the heart of everything right there. And they got big, oversized suites, big rooms that you'll really enjoy as well. 479-443-1800. Or online at inatthemill.com.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a joke or be serious. He's talking about Max Gilbert, the Tennessee transfer kicker, who's known Ryan Silverfield. Max is, I believe, a Memphis kid, if I remember that right, has known Ryan Silverfield since his high school days and when he was offered the opportunity to come to Arkansas, he jumped at it. You kicked in the SEC. You know the stakes. You know the 80, 90, 100,000 people crowds that you'll see on the road this season. And Arkansas, Cam Little, but you need that consistency. As close as some of these games have been in recent memory, you'd love to be able to have a kicker that can put one through the uprights at least 85% of the time when you're going to be playing some of these close games this fall.
Absolutely. And, Arkansas has played so many one-possession games. We've talked a lot about turnover margin, taking care of the football. I mean, obviously, those are important things. But you're right to bring up the special teams and the kickers, because how many times does it come down to, a field goal? Last year, if you hadn't fumbled it was going to come down to a kick at the end of the Memphis game. Cost you there. There's no reason to believe, even off a team that went 2-10, which is largely overhauled. I think, again, we keep referencing 2-10 as though it had anything really to do with this roster and this coaching staff, but it is what it is. There's no reason to believe the kicking game won't be a huge part of 4 or 5 outcomes this year, 3 or 4 outcomes.
And B, Clarksville clarifying here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, no joke, serious. The kid has made 2 of 3 from 50-plus yards and would like to see him have an impact this upcoming season. Gavin points out the quarterback, whoever it is, you can't do bleep if the QB sucks. You can't run the football every play, and you can't throw it if you don't have a quarterback worth the salt. So that's where he's seeing. We're still it's here August the 13th. I think we've said before, we kind of think that Ryan Silverfield at his Monday press conference at game week is going to announce KJ Jackson. But maybe, Tommy, one of these next few scrimmages that they have, they pull the gun a little bit early and announce that whether it's KJ or AJ, I think it's going to be KJ. It's going to be the starter.
I'd be surprised if that happened. I mean, you may end up being right, but I think they may inside those 4 walls make that announcement.
Yeah, just not public.
But based on what Ryan Silverfield has said and making teams prepare, I'd be surprised if he kind of, in some ways, went back on his own word, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's give it a setup of the show today. If you want to send in your player that you're excited to watch this season in the fall of 2026, you can send those in at 877-377-6963 here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Mitch and Will Wade in his roster situation. We'll get that coming up in your opening drive. Former New York Mets and current New York Mets analyst Keith Hernandez still holds a grudge to his Little League football coach, which I thought was funny that we can play that clip. Russell Westbrook has retired after 17 seasons in the National Basketball Association, leaves a pretty outstanding legacy in Oklahoma City. I don't think the team wins a year ago, if not for him and KD and some of the other guys that were part of that kind of first stint when they came over from Seattle. There's been some rule changes in college football, and I think we touched on these when you were gone one day earlier this summer, so we'll come back to that just to kind of refresh everyone. Get into some Arkansas news. Plus, apparently, Jaden Daniels, Tommy, is unhappy that LSU is letting a player wear number 5.
Oh, my gosh.
So we know Sutton Smith is wearing that for Arkansas football this year. Darren McFadden in the jersey patch, but apparently Jaden's unhappy that this corner, I think it was a quarterback or secondary player that was promised in his recruiting visit, but apparently Jaden Daniels had an attorney reach out to LSU and is very disgruntled about this whole situation.
An attorney?
Yep.
I mean, was there some kind of – I mean, I understand he's had a great start to his NFL career with Washington, but was he that good that they're going to retire his number? No one would ever wear it, particularly we're not talking you said it's a defensive secondary player.
I think it's a defensive secondary player. There's a lot of pride and heritage in LSU when it comes to number 7. I mean, he didn't win a Heisman Trophy, Tommy.
Yeah, but they didn't retire his number. I mean, I understand I get that, but to have I was okay with him being disappointed when you told me he had an attorney contact him. I'm like, that seems a little aggressive.
The full quote from Adam Schefter is, an attorney representing Commanders QB Jaden Daniels has informed LSU it can no longer use his name, image, and likeness, and said he felt profoundly disrespected after LSU allowed quarterback DJ Pickett to wear his number 5 jersey. I see, to me, like Michael Irvin has talked about this so many times when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. You think about Des Bryant, you think about now CeeDee Lamb. Like when you see number 88 for the Dallas Cowboys that plays wide receiver, you've got to be a dude. Like you have to be that guy. And Irvin, like always jokes about it, it's like when one of those guys, when Des would drop a ball or the same with CD, he's like, everyone always be like, well, Irvin wouldn't have done that. And he liked that. He liked that. Now, some guys feel that they did enough in their college time or their NFL time or really any sport for that matter that no other player should wear that said number. I don't think I would ever feel that way. I would feel a sense of pride if there was like a jersey patch like D-Mac and his name being in the stadium and everything else. But I guess to each his own in these type of situations.
Sure, I guess he's had some conversation. I mean, surely this wasn't the first conversation, but again, it feels a little aggressive that hey, you don't use my name, don't use my picture, don't do anything moving forward.
I'm kind of like you. I would think you'd want
feels a little aggressive.
You'd want to be and I know he transferred in from Arizona State, I should say. And I don't know if the same sense of pride. Like I don't. Number 9 for LSU and Joe Burrow, who not only won a Heisman and a national championship. I don't know if that number's retired or not. Hadn't looked into it, to be honest. But I know there's that other, like that extra degree. I think, to my knowledge, the only LSU jersey that's retired is Billy Cannon. I believe that's correct. I believe he's the only LSU jersey that's retired.
You've got, 105 on the roster?
Mm-hmm.
You can't start retiring a bunch of football numbers. I mean, you can have duplicate numbers, but you can have one guy on, but it just, you just don't retire a bunch of numbers.
Hayden,
particularly single-digit numbers. Everybody wants a single-digit number. So.
Hayden texting in here with H&H Tree Service. If anyone should be ticked off, it's Darren McFadden. JD is a baby, and he's typical LSU guy. LSU guy. I
like Arkansas's approach on this. We're not going to retire the number. We're going to honor the number. We're going to put it up. We're going to make a big deal out of it one year. And we're going to honor it in the stadium, but somebody's going to wear it. I think the way LSU's done it with, like you said, number 7 in their secondary on defense. I mean, make it an honor to wear that number. I do believe that it should be an honor to wear number 5 at Arkansas.
Yeah, you
shouldn't just be randomly assigned. And you could take that same approach at LSU, but get out of here. Been disrespected. Don't use my name anymore. Get out of here.
Mm-hmm. All right, a couple texts to get to before we hear Will Wade and kind of what he's dealing with. We'll stay and talk with Baton Rouge. Speaking of LSU crybabies, we can just go right to him. Eviction Jeff disagrees with you, Tommy. He believes the last year's 2-10 record is a direct correlation to this year's roster and expectations. Because they went 2-10, they have a new coach, and there's reason that they have 80 new players on this roster.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the fact that so many people think because you went 2-10, there's no way to be remotely better. 4.5's the win total over under. A lot of people think it's under. You were talking 4-8 earlier this week. I don't think Arkansas's roster is as talented as the middle of the league, but we're going to find out. But we got 80 players, 60 some odd players you don't know anything about. Over half this team are players you've not seen play for the University of Arkansas before. If the coaching staff is evaluated right, I think we're going to see a team that could be a whole lot better than we're expecting. The good news is for Ryan Silverfield, no one's expecting much.
Low
expectations. So it's not going to be hard to exceed expectations this year.
It's hard to go 2-10. I mean, I know we've done it several times, but it's not. You got to be bad to go 2-10.
You've gone 2-10 3 of the last 8 years, 18, 19, and 25. Yeah, it's not fun. Scott in Springdale says the reason they were 2-10 last year is because the defense was ranked 121st out of 132 teams. That's why we went 0-5 in those one-score games. Not like we were losing by 20 more with the exception of Notre Dame. When the offense loved to fumble all year, it wasn't the offense that cost them our season. Well, you say they fumbled 8 times all year. They also threw some interceptions. You're not accounting for that, Scott. The offense had a lot to do. I know they moved the football a good chunk of the season, but they love turning the ball over in key situations. Scott cites that Georgia had the same amount of fumbles, and where did they end up? Well, they ended up in the SEC championship game in the college football playoff.
They forced a lot more.
Yeah, because they had a defense, and that's and I listen. You're not going to have Georgia's defensive tackles or secondary players. I think you had their secondary player, Tommy, ranked number 1 in the Pradco Pyramid of Power. Not saying that. But if you have a lesser defense in terms of athletes, you got to find a way to force turnovers, and hopefully they can do that this upcoming season. I think they were like top 25 or 30 in turnover differential in 21. And I know that team had a lot of veterans. You had Hayden Henry and Grant Morgan and Bumper, and you had some other guys on the line of scrimmage that have been around for a while because the guys got in 5th and 6th years. But that team forced turnovers. They gave up some points, but they did force some turnovers.
Well, single game tickets are on sale now. What'd you say it was 23 days out?
23, yeah.
23 days till the first game against North Alabama. Single game tickets for the game on September 5th are available. Head coach Ryan Silverfield will lead them through the A for the first time this year. Tickets start at just $25. There's, of course, a 7-game slate in Fayetteville beginning with that game in 23 days as well. SEC play kicks off versus the Georgia Bulldogs on the 19th. Find tickets now starting at $25 at ArkansasRazorbacks.com.
All right, opening drive, Will Wade. I think 4 guys technically on the roster now. He just got a 5th committed. Their classes start on August the 24th coming up. What's going on at Baton Rouge?
I was going to let Grant go first. Is Grant here? He seemed to be all concerned about our recruiting class.
I'm tired of answering questions about him. He's really good. We're thankful to have him.
Absolutely zero. I'm tired of hearing about freaking Darian. He's playing well, all right? It's a terrible question.
Coach, need one more. My team's on the floor.
This is the opening drive.
The iconic Hoosiers clip. Such a good one. My team's on the floor. Well, they've got at least 5 guys now. 4 on the roster, 1 committed. UCLA transfer guard Sky Clark committed to LSU yesterday. I know Will Wade is going to be helped out by this 2022 NCAA decision. But, Tommy, you basically have a 30-year roster, and we're less than 2 weeks out from school starting this upcoming year.
Pretty amazing, isn't it? Kind of where you're at, and then with Will Wade, how much money they spending there. I mean, you stop and think and combine maybe what he's doing with basketball, and then the money they're spending on that football roster. You wonder how there's any money left for basketball at LSU, don't you?
You pointed that out this summer.
I mean, how's there any money left for baseball? Mm-hmm. How's there any money left for? I mean, trees don't grow to the sky. If they're truly spending $50 million on football, above and beyond rev, where in the world is the money going to come from the other sports?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be one of my questions if I'm a baseball or basketball fan.
Yeah.
Is how are we truly going to compete if we're going to spend? Because it from the outside looking in, it's like they're all in on football, which that's not a bad strategy in this league, but. Arkansas is far more balanced than that, I would say.
Yeah, and I think it was Danny White, the Tennessee athletics director, that's been on record that they're spending like top 5, top 10, and I'm paraphrasing, type of money in all the sports on campus. And I just don't know how that's possible. Because, again, you do have select boosters, and it's like this way in Fayetteville. You have boosters, not that they don't care about the other sports, but they really care about a certain sport. And so for them to impact, and obviously you'd love – the athletics department and foundation, everyone else would love for them to touch on other sports, but they might have a particular interest or particular fandom of a certain one. So, yeah, I'm like you. There's only so much money when it comes, whether it's LSU or other campuses, even within the SEC, as flush for cash as some of these big-time boosters may be at times. I just
still paying Brian Kelly, too.
Yeah. Is that buyout still ongoing?
I don't know how it's not.
Okay, I know some of those.
I don't know if he lump summed or what.
Yeah,
I don't know what his deal was.
I know at one point they were in contract? Is it negotiations that were trying to figure out his buyout and everything else? So I think you're probably correct in assuming that that's still the case, Big C. So yeah, no, it's fair, Tommy. I know a lot of big name coaches in Baton Rouge right now, and a lot of expectations. Like LSU, the expectations they have for Lane Kiffin. I mean, there's a lot of expectations on Will Wade as well in basketball.
Yeah, so I think it's interesting to see. I mean, and this can be a challenge for ADs everywhere. Is how and where you allocate your dollars.
Yep.
So yeah, so I would I'd look and see how it's going. I think it's when you have a Hall of Fame coach like Tennessee's got Rick Barnes, Arkansas's obviously got John Calipari. When you have a coach that people want to put their money behind, I think it's a lot easier. But, man, when you got – is Will Wade a guy – I mean, there's going to be some people that just take an ethical or moral stance on him. I would think that, they're not going to open up their checkbook.
You think that's going to happen in Louisiana? You think there's morals in Louisiana?
Yeah.
Got to look pretty hard, but you can find some.
You can find some. And people with checkbooks. There's going to be some that, don't agree with some of the things he's done in the past.
Good luck on that one.
Till he wins. I think you're painting with a broad brush.
This is the school that siphoned money out of a hospital to the athletics department, Tommy. I mean, this is one of the most despicable
Is that a problem?
Institutions.
Was it a children's hospital? No? Okay. Well, let's talk about it some more.
Golly. And I love, and my affinity and love for Baton Rouge. I love that city itself, but the LSU program, when it comes to morality, it's basically hell incarnate in that place.
It's what?
Hell incarnate.
Who's she?
I mean, I can't really elaborate.
I don't know Helen. I don't know Helen. So, all right, that's the opening drive this morning. Brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group, 479-587-3300. The number to call for top quality aggregates, whether it's rock, sand, gravel, ready-mix concrete. I was talking to someone earlier with APAC about just the sand that they dredge from the Arkansas River and the different sands that come out of the specialty sands that come out of our river and the different things they're able to do with it. Pretty incredible. 479-587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group.
Hog update when we come back.
Call or text the Morning Rush at 877-377-6963.
We in pads, we going live, so you gotta drop. Excuse my language, but you got.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
We've got big news from Roback. This entire week, Roback is launching its brand new collegiate collection, just in time for the fall season. And if you're an Arkansas fan, you're in luck. The Arkansas collection officially dropped, and there's plenty of inventory available. So whether you're headed to the stadium, watching from home, or just looking to upgrade your game day gear, now's the time to check out Roback's new Arkansas Collegiate Collection. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
Taco Bell's new $3 melty pepper jack steak burrito. Luxuriate in premium grilled steak and new pepper jack sauce in the melty steak burrito. All that for only $3. That kind of looks might go to your head.
Can I have a steak knife?
You may not.
Until you chew it.
The $3 melty pepper jack steak burrito. Now joining the Lutz value menu with 10 items, each just $3 or less. Only at Taco Bell.
big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Football is back, and whether you've been betting for years or you're just looking to put a little action on the games, MyBookie is where I'm playing this year. Find a play you like and take a shot. You can find the action you want and bet it wherever you are when the game kicks off. And if you're new to the club, the Bet Back bonus gives you protection on your first play. Sign up with my promo code HOGS. Opt into the Bet Back bonus and take your first shot with a safety net. If your first wager loses, you'll get it right back. Bet on anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Must opt in to use the Bet Back bonus.
Learn more at Gastons.com. Gastons, a first-class time, every time.
The right patio sets the scene. The right grill steals the show. For a limited time during July 4th, extra big deals at Lowe's. Get two 12-by-12-inch square patio stones for only $3. Plus, save $100 on a select Charbroil Performance Series 4-burner gas grill. Now just $179. All you need now is good company. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 7/6. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Darren McFadden goes 73 yards. And Ballot has a wide open man. It's Childs. He's loose. He scores. Childs, please.
Well, Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
ARKNSAS.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
So I know we're still a ways out for basketball, but Arkansas basketball feels like a year-round conversation. Field of 68 gave their grades for the Razorbacks off-season. Rob Doster, the founder, gave Arkansas C+. I don't know what he's looking at. Jeff Goodman gives them a B+. Number 1 recruiting class in the offseason. Starting 5, I know a lot of speculation. See with Mika Moorinen getting cleared. You'll have a lot of freshmen incorporated, not just the starting lineup, but the rotation. But yeah, off-season grades.
Okay.
Early.
How would you even number 1 class? I'm still befuddled, certainly by the C, but even you said B+ on the other.
Mm-hmm.
I can get on board with that, but anything less than that, I'm wondering. When you have the number 1 recruiting class, what does it take to get an A?
You said Goodman gave him a C.
Doster gave him a C. Jeff Goodman gave him
I'm just interested in what he's seen and why you would have that grade. Is it the youth? I mean, what?
I think that's what a lot of people,
what is it?
It's probably that 18.9 because you've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3,
9 freshmen counting
4,
the red shirt.
5, okay, 9. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what you point to, because again, I'm gonna keep hammering this, and I hope I'm wrong. You've not had a national champion. If that's the goal, right? I mean, you hired a Hall of Fame coach to win a national championship, right?
I don't.
Okay.
Is that the goal this year? Is
We're
a national championship?
It's year 3. Is it year 4? Is it year 5?
I'm not saying you're unreasonable.
We got a countdown. Cal ain't 45. He's 60 something. So there's a countdown and an element to this, like there is in Knoxville, Tennessee with Rick Barnes.
Fair enough. Fair.
So, again, the statistic, you have not had a true freshman in the top 2 of a national champion in scoring since Moffitt's own, Moffitt, Oklahoma, Jahlil Okafor back for Duke in 2015. 16 and on. It's been all sophomores and upperclassmen, which, again, if you're going to go this 9-man route, that's maybe you buck the mold, and I hope they do. But that's just that is a little bit apprehensive if we're talking about a team that we're trying to get to Detroit, Michigan for a Final Four in the national championship. Again, it's August.
Is that where it's at?
It's August the 13th, but just food for thought, as my dad likes to say.
I hadn't even looked at it. It's in Detroit this year?
Yep. Darius hopefully has a bye weekend. I don't think that he will in April, but maybe it'll work out. They'll obviously probably actually be on the road.
Cal's always going to get freshmen, so
I say that they're going to play in Ford Field. I mean, that's like he's hammered that, and that's fine. And hopefully JJ, Jordan, the rest of these guys they buck the mold this year. Arkansas softball has the number 3 ranked transfer portal class according to D1 softball this upcoming season. Courtney Dipel and company building another strong class coming off their first ever College World Series appearance in Oklahoma City. Now we'll see if they can do it again in Bogle Park.
Yeah, I think back to Dave Van Horn, and when they got there in 2004, that's really when you started the ball rolling on stadium expansion and additions to your facilities, and that was the beginning that got you to the next one, which elevated everything. Is this first trip to Oklahoma City enough to, I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know enough to, well, here's what they need to do next at Bogle. But is it seats on the berm? Is it more seats down the line? Yeah. Is it, whatever it is there enough heat and excitement and willing wallets to start expanding their facility? Because I think there's plenty of demand.
A lot of people love going to softball.
Which makes it a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think people are all in on this softball stuff.
No question. Soccer team lost to Baylor last night. My dad was quick to text me this morning about the 4-1 defeat at the hands of his Bears. They play Arkansas, plays Loyola, Maryland this Sunday at 5 o'clock at Razorback Field.
Yeah. So, that doesn't define the season. I mean, that's not going to define the year that you lost to Baylor in the opener. So, but that's another program on the rise. Colby Hill's got that thing rolling in the right direction. What's the next big glass ceiling they need to break through? Is it national championship, or is it another round in the tournament? Or
I think they've been to I can't remember if they've been to Elite Eight or haven't been, but it's that I don't know if it's the Frozen Four in hockey. I don't know what they call it in soccer, but it's getting that Final Four. Those 4 teams. That's the next thing for them. I think they've been to an Elite Eight. I just don't think they've been to that Final Four, if I remember that right.
All right, that's the Hog Update this morning, brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas with 5 locations around the area. When you choose a pool, you're choosing how your family will spend time together. That's why families have chosen Burton Pools and Spas since 1978. They've grown from a truck in a garage with a small crew to now 5 locations, over 30 service trucks around the area, building over 12,000 pools since 1978. That includes above grounds and in-ground pools. Burton's can help you choose what best fits your family, your space, and your life. And long after the first swim, Burton's will still be there to help service, maintenance, and even provide water care as well. Burton Pools and Spas, Fort Smith, Greenland, Springdale, Hot Springs, and now Joplin, Missouri. Online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, water for a better life.
Tony asking on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, do you not think a national championship is the goal this year? He's directing that at you.
Well, I think it's always the goal, right? But I don't think it's national championship or bust. If we get to a Final Four,
that'd be incredible.
Exactly. So I mean, let's not act like that's the only goal, and we're not at a point where we're tired of going to the Final Four. Baseball's at the point where it's national championship or bust. But you get to a Final Four this year, that's an incredible season. You do it with a bunch of freshmen, kind of be coincidental, I guess. If you did it with a bunch of freshmen, you had the Fab Five from Michigan that went there. I mean, you're going to be playing in the state of Michigan. I don't know, but, I don't think it's national championship or bust.
All right, we can touch more on that. When we come back, though, we got our Morning Rush Daily Questions, some news out of Fayetteville I want to get into, and where Sam Pittman was spending his time. Next.
Call or text the Morning Rush at 877-377-6963.
This is your home. You hear that? You hear that? There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears with even one Razorback. Number one.
This is the Morning Rush.
I'm Tim Shepard. I'm running for Washington County Judge. People come to Washington County for a reason, to raise a family, build a future, and enjoy the beauty of a place we call home. No matter how long you've lived here, we all want the same things: safe communities, responsible growth, and leaders who get things done. I'm Tim Shepard, and I'll work every day to keep Washington County the best place to live, work, raise a family, and call home. I'd appreciate your vote November 3rd.
Paid for by the committee to elect Tim Shepard, Washington County Judge.
I'm Wendy Howerton, and I'm running for Circuit Judge here in Washington-Madison County. I've been practicing here for 20 years, representing people just like you, and everyday matters.
It's going to be justice for all. Everyone there is going to have a voice, and all those people who don't have a voice, they're going to have one in my courts. And I'm going to apply the law evenly, impartially, like it should be.
I'm here to protect all your constitutional rights, because they've never been more important than they are now.
Paid for by the Howerton campaign.
Casino Hotel is now open and accepting reservations. Saracen's new 14-story hotel features 318 modern guest rooms and suites, offering luxe accommodations paired with the elevated amenities and the southern hospitality customers have come to expect from Saracen Casino Resort. And while you're at it, don't skip dinner at Red Oak, recognized as Arkansas's best restaurant for 5 years running. Book your stay with Saracen by visiting SaracenResort.com or calling Saracen today.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET.
Comes over the sideline, jumps up on top of the tables, going like this to the crowd. And I said, hey, man, act like you've done this before. He said, Coach, I've never done this before.
This is the Morning Rush.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
Up to $6,000 off and 1.9% financing for 60 months or 2.9% for 72 months on new 2026 GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Get the rebate and low financing on an all-new GMC Sierra. There's one last 2025 GMC Hummer SUT. Save $15,000 off. Hurry before it's gone. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with a CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning. Is your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore? Dr. Bo Sparkman at Valley Family Dental Practice, Fort Smith, can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 226-3500. Get rid of your CPAP with Valley Family Dental at Riley Farm in Fort Smith and Roland, Oklahoma.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nathan Christian's Place in Lowell online at CarpathSocial.com.
3 o'clock this afternoon, it's going to be 97 degrees.
Ooh.
You said earlier, and that's in Fayetteville. Fayetteville's temperature, 97 degrees. It's going to be hotter than that in other parts of the state. You said earlier we were at 23 days from the start of the season on September 5th. If it's 97 degrees, how many people is that going to keep from coming to the game? Is that going to stop you out there listening from going to the game? We want a little audience participation on this on the Lewis Automotive Group text line, 877-377-6963. You can call or text the program. Heat can be as bad as a rain forecast for a game, maybe worse, particularly because at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, be little to no shade for nearly every fan.
Yeah.
Well, the most comfortable game being Utah, at least early in the season.
That's a good point.
Well, probably, and it'll be a night game, but. Tulsa game will be a night game. I mean, I went out last night again, played 9 holes at 7 o'clock last night. I mean, once that sun goes down, the humidity. I mean, it becomes pretty pleasant. There was a pretty good breeze, but I just wonder. I know we're 3 weeks out. We don't know the forecast, but there's no reason to believe it's going to be noticeably cooler in 3 weeks on a Saturday afternoon than it is today.
Yeah.
Does that change your plans? Change your mindset on going to the game, particularly if you're seated on the east side?
It doesn't change mine, but I would understand. Like
you're sitting in the press box. If you were sitting on the east side,
you're asking the question. I'm just telling you my answer. But if you're seated, me to answer?
Yeah, if you're seated on the west, if you had to sit in the stands on the east side, would you go?
Yeah.
All right.
Talk football, man. I mean, we've had to stomach a lot over the years, and whether it's hot or cold, you always talk about that LSU game. How cold you were. I think that was Dylan's. Wasn't that Dylan's first game, or was it the Texas game? Whatever it was, that was the game that it was like frigid. It was like 30-something degrees at 11 a.m. or 20-something degrees at 11 a.m.
Yeah. I mean, sat inside that time.
I always get, like, I'm not going to necessarily get fidgety in the press box against North Alabama, but I always leave the press box just because I get antsy most of the time because the team's down in the first half or they're up, and I'm like, all right, how are we going to blow this game? Go ahead.
I asked the question to really lead into this conversation is if there's a big crowd there, particularly, as we approach halftime, that's a great indicator about the excitement level. I bring this up because that's going to be, if the weather is similar to today's weather in 3 weeks, it's going to be a challenge. I mean, university's going to have to do some things, free water stations, make sure people are safe. It's going to be a dangerous environment in many ways. But if you brave that, man, that tells you how excited people really are for Ryan Silverfield's team to see North Alabama and sit in that heat. Man, if they have 60-some-odd thousand actually there, that's a great indicator about how people really feel about this program.
B says you only have so many home games. You take the good and the bad. 7 home games for the Razorbacks this fall, 5 of which are SEC games when you include and then add in the North Alabama and Tulsa.
And it's your best chance to see a victory.
That's a good point. Josefa texted in as someone who works in food trucks for a living. It's more like 105 relative to 95 to 97. I'll have to bust out the sweater if it's 91 degrees. If he ends up
I've
going
never had
again.
one of Josefa's sandwiches. I got to go
They're
find
good.
Lily's and have one.
Let's see. If he goes to the first game, he said the heat will not be a factor. This is from Philip's dad. I don't know what
Okay.
Philip's dad's name is, but it just says
It's Philip's dad.
says Philip's dad. Let's see. Aaron in Springdale says the only thing stopping from going that morning is, let's see. Only thing stopping me from going that morning is how you reverse sandbag your scores, Tommy. Aaron in Springdale says that you're a reverse sandbagger, which for those that don't know in the
No.
golf community is giving like the sandbagger's the one that maybe shot an 81 but inputs an 85. He is saying that
Throws off.
Yeah,
I
throws
don't
up.
need. I don't need a vanity handicap. That does not help the bets. So no, Aaron,
Well,
you've got me completely backwards on that. Trust me, the vanity handicap is not for me.
I miss my
So-
pops. I fired a 41 off yesterday, and I'm starting to think. I think I'm starting to get a hold of this golf thing a little bit, which is kind of annoying because for the longest time I was a poor player, and I still am relative to a lot of other people. But I'd get all these pops and get to play guys way better than me, and they'd have to give me a bunch of strokes. But that is unfortunately kind
No,
of
that's
getting
what happens when
it's
you get better.
minimizing, and it's getting
Yeah.
smaller and smaller.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron, why would I want to give up that advantage? You know, if I get two aside, why would I give that up? Why would I intentionally post a vanity handicap, a score for a vanity handicap? No, thank you.
David and Alma, some of the worst sunburns he's ever gotten have been sitting on the east side stands at Razorback Stadium.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Gavin in Fayetteville, he works outside and will not watch anyone play football if it's 90-plus degrees. He's 50-50 if even he's going to watch it. If he had a kid or something, he might think about it, especially if it's on television.
I moved seats around this year and got some of those seats that are on the front row of the upper deck. The ones you go when you go on the upper deck, then you go down to the chairback seats. And they're on the east side. Got a pretty good location over there when they had the reseating. But those are going to be blistering hot. I mean, you'll never get any. I mean, you won't get any shade for that game.
I
None.
think the free water is a good idea. I
Well,
would
they've done that before, where they've had the water stage where you could refill your bottle, and they promoted that. And I imagine as we get closer, if the forecast doesn't have a break in it, it's too early to say that. But I think the earlier you get out on that, because people start making plans.
Yeah.
I think you need to let people know that, hey, we're going to be doing some things to help you mitigate the heat. We're going to have cooling stations. We're going to have water available. We're going to have, extra this and that, to make sure people are safe, because that will, even 10, 15 days out, people start deciding what we're going to do or making other plans.
You know what I would trade all those safeguards and pleasantries for?
What's that?
A competent and good football team. That's what I would trade it for.
So people could die as long as the football team
No,
was good.
not
That's-
die.
Well, that's what you're saying.
No,
That's
not
what I
die.
hear.
Don't take words out of
Hey,
my
let
mouth.
people die so we can win 8 games, You're willing to give up a few
don't-
lives.
You don't have to. One doesn't have to equate to the other.
Hey, no free water. As long as we can win 7. No free water.
Water. Well, I wish I had the clip of Coach Boone say, "Water's for the weak.
Yeah,
you need
well.
water. Water's for the weak. Are you weak,
Yeah.
son? Oh man. All right, that is
I think it's worse when you're sitting there and not moving around and you're packed in shoulder to shoulder. That's worse than being out on the field where you're at least moving around a little bit.
and
So-
the Gatorades and the
Yeah.
fans and all that stuff.
IVs and all that stuff. Yeah.
All right, that's your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Number one place for indoor golf in all of Arkansas is my buddy Christian Olson and Nate Gearhand's place at 122 Grant Place in Lowell. Best indoor golf. You can play over 1,000 different golf courses at Cart Pass Social. You can also have your corporate events, birthday parties. They've got their summer membership for the next month and a half at Cart Pass Social. So check them out, cartpasssocial.com. It is always, always BYOB at Cart Pass Social. That's the way, that's the place to go. Gavin texting in, I think we can all agree the only way to get better at golf is to play it. Ty is really good, which means he's playing a lot. Ty, do you think your game will survive the downtime during football season? That's a good question. Not as much free time in football season as there's been this summer, so there is a large chance that I get worse by the end of fall. I think that's a fair assessment, Tommy. Don't you?
Well, How excited were you to get to? Was that yesterday the first time you'd played since breaking 80?
Yes.
You probably couldn't wait to get there, could you? You were probably so excited.
No, another day at the office.
Oh, come on.
Another day at the office.
You're down playing it. I can't believe it took you that long to play.
Yeah, we got a tournament this weekend. We got to hopefully have some success.
Yeah, it's a net tournament this week. You cost yourself probably 3 or 4 shots for the tournament.
Man of honor. That's one thing you could say about me. Richardson
Turn 'em in.
always
Whatever they
pays
are,
his
turn 'em in.
debts, and I turn in my golf scores. Do have some breaking news, and this is from this weekend. I meant to get this earlier this week. We just had a lot on our plate. From the Fayetteville Flyer, and I know Nick posted this on Facebook, but Herman's is working to get back open. I was texting Nick yesterday. He's doing a lot of refinishing in the restaurant. Herman's, you got the classics, you got the pictures of all the different famous people, athletes, pop stars, you name it. A lot of them have come in through Nick's place, but in the midst of working to get back open, and hopefully we'll have some details on that soon. I know when you think football season, a lot of people over the years, you come from all parts of the natural state, and you stop by and see him, and so that's happening this upcoming fall. Hopefully sooner than later.
I need a Watson with some gear on it and some mac and cheese. That's what I need. One of them big hamburger patties with some gear on it. So
it is National Filet Mignon Day.
Ooh.
So best cut of steak is,
for me, it's the bone-in ribeye.
Okay.
But the filet is probably the correct answer.
Man, I just like the best kind of steak, and I know I'm going to get rocks thrown at me for this. The best kind of steak is a Philly cheesesteak. I would take that over a filet mignon, over a bone-in ribeye, over whatever exquisite, whatever over-the-top steak you want to throw in my face. I would much rather take a Philly cheesesteak from Herman's or a chicken cheesesteak from Herman's. And that's not just, but that's just in general. I'd rather have a Philly cheesesteak.
Did your dad never cook you a steak?
No, he did. Scott says, "You poor dumb kid." Again, Scott, I have.
What did he force you to eat them well done when you were a kid? What happened to you?
He did them right.
This is as they would say in the afternoon. This is a safe space. Come, let's talk about this. Lie down on the couch. What happened to you?
I had a great childhood. And my father.
But how could anyone think the best cut of steak is a Philly cheesesteak?
Well, it's
seriously.
Listen. You may parent your kids as good as humanly possible, but at the end of the day, they make their own decisions, whether right or wrong. And I know my dad.
This was wrong.
Yeah. Well, that's your opinion. Again, this is an opinion,
no, it's
not
a fact.
No,
this is a fact. A ribeye is better than a Philly cheesesteak. Period. End of story.
Let the chat floggings begin. Mike says a New York strip.
You put ketchup on your Philly cheesesteak?
No. I'd put some of that
Cheese
gear
sauce,
sauce
right?
on there. Not cheese sauce.
No,
no, real cheese. Real cheese. Jackie says the best kind of steak is the one in front. Yeah, just not a. Give me the real cheese. Melt it. Do it right.
Yeah.
Not the.
Well, you can get a steak burrito for $3 right now at Taco Bell. They bring you the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell. They got the Luxe Value Cravings menu with 10 items under $3 or less, including steak breast. I saw that on the sign yesterday. Steak burritos, $3 at Taco Bell. It's the Hit That Line Now app. Download it now on the Apple app or Google Play Store. The Hit That Line Now app is powered by Taco Bell.
Sean just said that's a fireable offense. I've said worse, Sean. I really have. Hour 2 coming up. Tom Murphy joins us on the other side.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man. 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. The Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences. Residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Attention skilled craftsmen, Bath Makeover of Arkansas is hiring only the best that the natural state has to offer. If you're ready for your next big opportunity to have steady work and better pay, Bath Makeover of Arkansas is ready to talk to you. Bath Makeover is looking for plumbers, electricians, bathroom installers, and project managers to help us keep up with high demand. Bath Makeover is growing our commercial division as well, with the ability to now install over 100 bathrooms a month. Bath Makeover can knock out multi-unit projects quickly, easily 10 bathrooms at a time in a single week at hotels, apartments, and government housing all across Arkansas. Bath Makeover of Arkansas is looking for only experienced and qualified skilled craftsmen to join our talented team. To learn more about the job opportunities at Bath Makeover of Arkansas, visit bathmakeoverar.com. That's bathmakeoverar.com. Plumbers, electricians, bathroom installers, and project managers, visit bathmakeoverar.com. That's bathmakeoverar.com.
The Saracen Casino Hotel is now open and accepting reservations. Saracen's new 14-story hotel features 318 modern guest rooms and suites, offering luxe accommodations paired with the elevated amenities and the southern hospitality customers have come to expect from Saracen Casino Resort. And while you're at it, don't skip dinner at Red Oak, recognized as Arkansas's best restaurant for 5 years running. Book your stay with Saracen by visiting SaracenResort.com or calling Saracen today.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET.
This is The Morning Rush.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
Get state sales tax paid when you trade all this month at Rath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car and make the switch to any one of our great road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles and get state sales tax paid when you trade. Our road-ready certified vehicles are inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. Combine that with our non-commissioned sales team and the nation's best lenders on standby, and you've got an award-winning, hassle-free way to get your next ride. Make the switch to road-ready certified and get state sales tax paid when you trade all this month at Rath Auto Resources. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith.
In a contracting business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. ServiceTitan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow, first call to final invoice. Born in the trades, built for visionaries ready to stop operating and start automating. ServiceTitan, AI for the trades.
For generations, Hardscrabble Country Club has been the heart of great golf in Fort Smith. For 100 years, it's where families connect, friendships grow, and traditions are passed down. From its historic fairways to the welcoming community, Hardscrabble is more than a club. It's home. Join us as we celebrate a century of memories and create new ones together. Hardscrabble Country Club. Tradition lives here.
Are you ready for a career change? In as little as 4 weeks, you can earn your CDL right here in the River Valley. Voted best truck driving school in Arkansas, COP CDL Academy in Van Buren offers hands-on training with experienced instructors who prepare you not only for the test, but the road ahead. With multiple funding options available, getting started may be easier than you think. Your new career starts here. Call 479-632-1050 today, where real training creates real job opportunities.
Delicious, slow-roasted Cantina chicken. It's on the new Cantina chicken rolled quesadilla at Taco Bell. It's a delicious quesadilla with slow-roasted chicken, like we just mentioned. Then it's rolled up, kind of like a burrito, if you will. And let's face it, you probably will. That slow-roasted chicken we're talking about. The Cantina chicken rolled quesadilla, only at Taco Bell. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time and while supplies last.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our high temperatures this afternoon in the upper 90s to near 100 degrees with a heat index approaching 110. Partly cloudy sky tonight and overnight low will drop down mid to upper 70s. And then Friday, right back to sunshine, upper 90s to right around 100 degrees. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Colorworks. Whether it's the weather or just life, call Andy at Colorworks Paint and Body for all your auto body repairs. Big or small, old or new, they are the choice for auto body repair.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 23 days.
This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light.
Can't drink all day unless you start early.
Celebrate America's 250th anniversary with an ice-cold Bud Light.
The falling leaves drift by the window.
Best season, spring, fall, winter, or summer?
Fall.
Fall, because of the 5 Fs. Football, foliage, food, festivals, and the all-important flannels.
Left one out. There's 6 Fs. Fairways.
Fairways. Okay, you can have
Because that's about the time we start getting rain again, and the golf courses come back around by mid-October. From about October 10th to about Thanksgiving, the golf courses are generally in great shape till it turns cold. So I would put fairways on your
the
list too.
6 Fs. I'm trying to think what I would equate the flannel to, like a male to female. I don't know, like the comfort aspect, maybe like yoga pants or something, like sweatpants, whatever girls feel really comfortable in. The flannel to me is the best piece of clothing material that I've ever sported. Doc wants to know if he can add an F for waterfowl. He wants to add his foul for waterfowl ducks. Does that qualify for foul?
I'll go with that.
That's
season. Usually late November.
So we're up to 7. Football.
We gotta have cold weather for duck season to be good. You know, we gotta push them birds down.
Football, foliage, food, festivals, flannels, fairways, and foul.
Live from the Bud Light Studios. Produced by Kristen Johnston.
With Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. This is the Morning Rush.
Tommy, can you name the artist of this song?
No, but it feels like Nat King Cole or
It is.
something.
That's right. You
Oh,
got
is
it.
No, I had no idea, but it feels like Nat King
Yeah,
Cole.
he's phenomenal. His Christmas album or anything else that he is it Autumn Leaves, Big C? Okay, Autumn Leaves. What a song. I know we're about a month out from fall, but we were having a discussion yesterday about fall and the F's that we enjoy about fall. Football being at the top of the list, and your first fall camp experience today.
I guess now, after this egregious take of yours in the last hour, filet mignon, the F for filet.
Yeah.
You're probably the idiot that walks in and orders a filet mignon, right?
Filet mignon?
Yeah.
Can't
I'll
say I've
take
ever-
the filet mignon.
What movie is that from?
I don't know. Probably Dumb and Dumber. But I mean, the building is abuzz about how egregious the take is over a Philly cheesesteak is better than a filet mignon.
I'm just telling you what
or
I
a
like.
bone-in
Listen,
ribeye.
I've never really cared. I say I've never really cared. As of late, I just kind of do what I want. I eat what I want, and if that offends people because I'm 30 plus and you have to eat a certain way or act a certain way, then you go over there. It doesn't matter. If I want to eat a pizza rather than a steak, then I'm going to eat a pizza over a steak. If I'm going to eat a Philly cheesesteak over a filet mignon or bone-in ribeye, a T-bone, whatever, then just
Now,
let me do my thing.
You're
Let
right.
me
The
cook.
Philly cheese at Herman's is pretty good when he gets back open. But I'd much rather have Nick cook me some kind of steak on that flat top back
Well, you
there.
do that, and I'll eat my Philly cheesesteak
I
and
tell you-
mushroom.
I don't think they have a Philly cheesesteak at Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. I'm sure it'd be good if they did, but if I'm going in for you said it's National Filet Mignon Day?
Yes.
Yeah, they got a great filet there. And then, speaking, I talked about the bone-in ribeye. They have a bone-in, double-bone pork chop, and they put this peach topping on it. It is incredible. So they got some really good stuff. So it'd be a good place this weekend to have a filet. Would be at Uncorked. I love some of the things that are unique to them. The spicy meatballs on the appetizers, the fried deviled eggs. Have you had those over there? The fried deviled eggs?
I'm not a deviled eggs fan, but I do like
this
a lot
might
of
change your opinion.
Okay.
The fried deviled eggs are they're even if you're just kind of on fried eggs, even if you don't like fried deviled eggs, these are pretty incredible. So check that out. Patio season as well. I know it's a little warm right now, but be thinking about that as fall breaks. They got outdoor seating and the ability to really enjoy a great day on the patio, fully shaded, get the TVs and everything out there, and it is perfect for fall. Make reservations for this weekend. In fact, tomorrow night they're going to have some guy named Rob with some live music tomorrow from 6 to 9. Reservations and more available online, uncorkthefort.com. Great food, great drinks, unique wines by the glass, great selection of bourbon, beers, and more, and a great staff as well. That's Uncorked, Phoenix Avenue, next to Sody's in Fort Smith.
All right, let's chat with our buddy Tom Murphy, Whole Hog Sports Arkansas, Democrat Gazette on National Filet Mignon Day. Tom, best cut of steak is blank.
Oh my gosh, I love steak. Filet mignon's a good one. I don't know. I've never like sat around and rated them, but that would be a great one. Prime rib's great. I like a bunch of different steaks, but no steak for me tonight. I'll finish writing about 8 o'clock, and then that's too late to be eating something that heavy.
Well, back at practice, Tommy will join you a little later on. Changes you've noticed since they put on the pads. What's it been like this week relative to just the helmets and the jerseys, in your opinion?
Well, so the tempo period, or the 2-minute thing we watched, which I highlighted and a lot of people did, with the KJ Jackson touchdown pass to Ty Lockwood, was not a live tackling period. So, I mean, they've been studding up pretty good. Even before they went live tackling, they stud up good, and we saw that. But we haven't seen the live tackling. One thing I take some encouragement from is you don't see guys doubling over, grasping for air, and basically like body language, oh, it's really hot out here and I'm tired. There hasn't been a lot of that. And so if that's the top-down approach, like, let's attack this. It's going to be super hot, but game days are hot. Game days are hard. If that's the kind of a mentality they're taking, then that's a good start for the Razorbacks.
Yeah, just listening to you talk about the heat, this should also tell these guys how they need to take care of their bodies heading into that first game. Hey, do I need an extra IV 2 days out? How much water do I need to take in? How your body responds over this week, I would think, would give the coaches enough weight behind their message to tell these guys how to prepare themselves for that first game.
Oh, yeah, they're certainly getting well drilled on what it's like to be super intensely hot and then tired and have to execute when, there's sweat in your eyes and your hands sweaty and all that kind of stuff. Get off blocks, all the things you have to do to be fundamentally sound and also take care of your body. Yeah. They're getting a good dose of that for that first game, which, I don't doubt that September 5th is going to be a hot day at 3:15.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier and how it may affect the crowd and how many people maybe opt out or, handle their plans a little different. All right, biggest position battle on the field right now is?
Well, I would say quarterback, but we all knew that, and I do believe KJ Jackson probably still has an edge. But we might have some, I would say the receiving core, because there's a bunch of guys who have got stats. You've got your Marshall and your C.J. Brown, and you got your Jamari Hawkins, but then those guys have all done something and have numbers. But then there's Donovan Faupel, who had a good season at New Mexico State. There's Ishmael Cece, who was hurt last year, but they think very highly of him. And then other guys, Crutchfield has his moments. And Antonio Jordan can make just incredible catches. So I just think what that depth looks like, the first 7 or, the travel squad for the Utah game, 7, 8, how many are you taking, is all being sorted out. And there's a bunch of other good position battles, I'd say, as well.
Tom, on that subject, like I was talking with someone yesterday, made the statement that no one in that wide receiver course scares anyone if you're an opposing DC or cornerbacks coach. Has there been any indication that the passing game is going to be a lot better than maybe people anticipate this fall?
I would not say that I've gotten an indication that the passing game is going to be, it's going to be tremendous. They've got a long ways to go. I talked to you on Tuesday about the corner routes in the end zone, and the completion percentage was low there against no defense. So they've got a ways to go. Now, I think Jelani Watkins, whom I didn't mention a moment ago, is the kind of speed guy that he can at least threaten and make you think about having to commit your safety to give some help to a corner or something like that, which can loosen things up. but they have to establish, and that's something. And I wrote about it last week. But when I asked Tim Cramsey about, how do you feel? Do you feel like you'll have a good run game, and what do you think about your line? And his response to that is, we've got to be able to pass to make the run game really effective. They've got to be able to get the safeties to back off and not have people commit extra hats down into the box. And you got to prove that some in week one in your first game. We can complete downfield passes. We can stretch it and threaten these deeper quadrants and make Utah have to respect that, or they will try to tighten up and tighten the field on you.
Antonio Jordan, when you hear a wide receiver from Warren, Arkansas, you associate with Chris Scragg, you associate with Greg Childs and Jarius Wright, and obviously Traylon Burks. I know he was dealing with the ankle injury last year, and you love his frame, 6'6", he can go. Tom, is he going to factor in much at all this year?
Well, I do believe that he's going to have value in the shield people off with your body, throw it to the edge kind of pass. Now, as far as getting off routes, you heard Larry Smith say the other day that some DBs, when they get up under his pads, they disrupt his routes, slow him down. So he's got to be able to have his pads lower on his release to fend those off, and have good hands to keep those hands off of him and get into his route quicker. So these are things that a younger receiver has to pick up on when it's a lot different than high school, when you can kind of overpower people and, back them off and things like that. So he's got a ways to go, but I do believe he's got great value because we've seen it in practices and in scrimmages where he's laid out for catches. He's gone high over DBs for catches. You saw that in the red-white game, and just made miraculous, hands catches, diving in the end zone and that kind of thing. So I don't think at this stage of his career, Traylon Burks' second season was a huge breakout year. In 21, when the Razorbacks had their best season in a long time, I can't say that Antonio Jordan's on that second-year Traylon Burks level yet.
Yeah. Tom, what are the noticeable differences, and are there any guys moving around on the O-line or anything different when you get KJ in versus AJ? I mean, you got a lefty versus a righty, which leads you to believe maybe you'd put your stronger players on your offensive line on the right side this year with a left-handed quarterback if KJ's the one. Any differences, spin on the ball, the way the receivers work with those guys? Anything jump out at you when you see one guy one day versus AJ or KJ the other one the next day?
They have done a pretty good job at mixing up their lines. When we made some kind of comment on day two or something that, KJ worked, or maybe it was the receivers he worked with on day two, and can we read something into that? And Tim Cramby's like, no. They've gotten a lot better now at mixing things around. Now, at some point in camp, they have got to get their quarterback paired with that top line most often, and the top receivers and that kind of thing. Will they show it to us in the open periods? I'm not sure. But talking about the two quarterbacks, when the receivers came down from the podium the other day, so the Zoom would have been off, we were asking them about, are there differences between the two? And not like what's separating them, but are there differences? And Jamari Hawkins was the one who said, from a lefty, the spin comes in and it can tail on you in a different way than it tails from a right-hander. And so they had to get used to that adjustment. Like if a KJ pass is whizzing in here, it might tend to tail more to the outside or to the inside if I'm on this side of the field. So, but that's a minimal adjustment that comes, late in the delivery or that you see breaking as the ball's coming to you, and then you understand, all right, if KJ's throwing it, it might have a tendency to angle this way a little bit more. So it's just a marginal thing.
We seeing quarterbacks, in the gun, pistol, under center. Kind of what's the mix in what you're seeing and how this Cramsey offense is operating?
Yeah, a larger percentage in the stuff we've seen probably from the gun, but the modern football, you've got to be able to line up under center as well, and we see that in the mix also. I got to say I haven't paid a ton of attention to where exactly the QBs are on every snap, but they mix it up for sure.
Tom Murphy's with us, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Tom, I don't know if you saw Sam Pittman was with the Nashville Scrappers, which might be the best mascot name, only second to your Smackover Buckaroos. Have you had a chance to talk with him post job here at Arkansas? I don't know if you've kept up with him much at all.
No, I have reached out, and the word was not ready to talk, and so I don't know. I think Sam took a great pride in like the 21 season and what that meant to Razorback football, and he talked about that quite a lot. Getting up on Sunday, getting your newspaper, and being able to stick your chest out. We won, and that meant a lot to him. And when the program declined a little bit, it hurt him. And the reactions from media members or fans or whatever are different. And he didn't like if people think badly of him, basically. So no, the answer is I haven't. But I will tell you this: the Smackover Buckaroos and the Nashville Scrappers hooked up in the playoffs my senior year. And even though we were like 9-0, undefeated, ranked number 2 in the state, we had to go on the road, and we took down the Scrappers. It was a rainy day, 14-0.
All right. How'd y'all end up that year? Y'all go to the state championship?
No, there was a lot fewer rounds, and we did not play a home game in the playoffs, if you can believe that. I guess it was the
You're 9-0, and you didn't play a home game?
Ran the table in our district, 7A West at the time, I believe, and did not have a home game. We went to Nashville and won, and then we went to DeWitt, the Dragons, and I think we lost 13-7, driving inside the 10 right at the end, and didn't get it in the end zone.
Oh, I didn't mean to bring up a bad memory, but that's pretty crazy back in the day. Tom, on Pittman to stay here, we'll tie it into Coach Silverfield. Coach Nutt was at practice this past weekend. I know we already touched on that a little bit on Tuesday. Tommy and I were discussing Big C, the first years. So you're not going 9-3 like Nutt did in '98, but you could go 5-7 like Petrino did in 2008. And I'm going to give Pittman 2 extra non-con wins since he had a 3-7 SEC schedule. Is 5 and I know the over/under's 4.5. Is that kind of the? I know you want to say bowl eligibility, but is that within striking distance this year in your opinion? That 5-7 mark?
Yeah, that's what maybe 2-3 upsets. And there's some games I look at as swing games. South Carolina at home, Auburn on the road, Missouri. There's some games that if they play well, they keep their turnover margin down, they can win those games. But, to me, the fans want to see improvement. They want to be able to say, yeah, we played hard in that game. We're showing the things that we can do. We're showing that we're tough in the trenches. They don't want another series of tough, heartbreaking losses like last year. I've never really quite seen a season like that. So many tight games, all losses. Mm-hmm. And the turnover margin was so huge in those. So, yes, to answer your question, I think 5-7 is doable, but you're going to have to upset a couple people.
Tom, looking at the basketball team, I mean, we've been talking schedule and games, and it's amazing the amount of excitement we got about this basketball team. We were talking earlier about some roster news, but also some media picks and some scores and grades that may not live up to what some people think. But I am amazed. Here we are in August the 13th, and how much excitement there is and in daily conversation around John Calipari's program.
It's pretty wild. I mean, when you recruit as well as they have, you've gone to the postseason, you got an upset under your belt, or maybe a couple, St. John's, and they might have upset somebody else that first year. But anyway, that's what happens when you got the NIL spending. You can target any 5-star in the country, and you got a shot at them, and that's exciting. And I tell you, football, one of their aims this year is to keep people invested in football and how the results come out and how much they're fighting as long as possible before they go, all right, at least we got basketball coming up. So you keep that going into November, you've done something pretty good, Ryan Silverfield.
All right, Tom, we'll leave it there, brother. Good stuff as always, man. We'll chat next week.
Later.
Tom Murphy with us on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. You can read Tom in the Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Hey, the best Tex-Mex and even better service is always at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Every day, Joe's is making fresh, made-from-scratch salsa. They've got 3 different ones now. They got the Verde that is kind of their newest, but they've got the original that's got all the fresh vegetables and the carrots and stuff. The hot maybe is a little less chunky, but I think the two of them together is the perfect blend. So you can try those out. Great queso dip, guacamole, enchiladas, burritos, tacos. It's all great. Their quesadillas, I've been bragging on the steak and mushroom enchiladas. Wade said, hey, try this as a quesadilla. It'll blow you away as well. So if you like great Tex-Mex and even better service and cold beer on tap, Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
We hadn't talked about this just yet. Russell Westbrook retiring from Oklahoma City. Really cool video he put out. 17 seasons in the NBA. A big part of that initial OKC run to the finals. Let's see. He is the 14th all-time leading scorer, 5th in assists. Also had nearly 10,000 rebounds and over 2,000 steals. Had Michael B. Jordan narrate his career story.
Now that you decided to step away from everything on your own terms, what are you the most proud of?
Who would you want to narrate your life story?
Oh, that's a great question. I've never even considered that.
This is easy for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes it makes me sad, though. Andy being gone. I have to remind myself that some birds aren't meant to be caged.
It's Morgan Freeman. There's no.
Well,
there is no.
if we're gonna go just anybody you can get a hold of, now he'd be hard to get a hold of these days. But Pat Summerall's voice would be perfect. But Pat's a little bit unavailable right now.
Yeah, that's so cool that the fact the Razorback connection, and obviously Coach Brolis used to be on the telecast. I mean, you think about the different broadcasters, and I don't know, Coach Brolis is obviously more known for his coaching and athletics director career here in Fayetteville, but that is an awesome connection.
Yeah, pretty cool there. So you'd go Morgan Freeman. Pat Summerall would be good. I mean, Vin Scully would be the best, right? Vin Scully could read the phone book and make it sound great. So
Hog Wild says Al Bundy. Zach says that he was expecting me to say Barack Obama. Creatine Cramp said Morgan Freeman is the only right answer.
Morgan Freeman's not a wrong answer by any stretch.
James Earl Jones, great one out of the 479.
Oh, that's a good one. This is CNN.
Big C, turn your mic on. Say that.
Ed Orgeron.
Ed Orgeron.
You need captions. So
Ellis says David Attenborough. You know who that is?
No,
I
I
don't
have
know
to look that one up.
You might have to tell me, Ellis. Rich says Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, well, I mean, if you don't mind a little Texas Longhorn action.
I know he's out in front center next to Bevo and at basketball games and stuff, but I like McConaughey in spite of his Texas fandom, personally.
Coach Fimp says Keith Jackson.
That's it. We're talking about Are we talking about ABC or the?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. ABC. Okay. Whoa, Nelly.
Well, I listen, and Keith Jackson. That I think the 2005 national championship game might have been his last, the Texas USC game. But
Vern Lundquist.
Yeah, Vern Lundquist up there. Sam Elliott, that's a good one. I haven't gotten that one yet. Texted the 870. Billy Bob Thornton, former Arkansas resident, Arkansas native, Billy Bob Thornton. And help me on his last name. I know who this is. Is it Pesky or Pesci? Pesci.
Joe Pesci.
Yeah, I know who that is. I always forget how to say his last name.
Really the person reading it's one thing. I would want someone like Ryan McGee or Tom Rinaldi to write it. Rinaldi does a great job of writing these things and then also narrating them. But McGee does. You need it's the delivery's great, but the script is the most important thing.
Who is the Ole Miss guy that does the Masters involved? Right? Is it Wright Thompson?
Yep, and he does the he's big part behind the scenes with that. What's the Eaton show on SEC Network? It's not Southern Eats. I'm getting confused.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. When John T. Edge is the host, I'm drawing a blank on the name. I've watched it a million times. They go around the southern footprint and eating the great cities. So
it's not Biscuits and Corbett. That was the question Ryan always asked, but I can't think. I'm seeing the logo, Tommy. I just can't think.
I've watched the show a million times. I just can't call the name.
Samuel Jackson, Denzel Washington, are some others that are getting tossed in here. I think Morgan Freeman's hard to beat, and he's an Ole Miss guy. And I'm going to look past that like I would Matthew McConaughey. Nick Saban would be good. I don't know how many monologues he would do that wouldn't include cursing, but that's one. Yeah, True South, Tommy.
True
Nathan,
South, that's it.
Thank
Yep.
you, Travis. Thank you,
Yep.
Nathan. That is
Wright Thompson's, True South executive producer. Or he's occasionally on in front of the camera, usually behind the camera.
Text out 870 Ice Cube. Ice
Okay.
Cube. Maybe another one. That was the set. So Sam Elliott.
Now we're
and
just
Ice
naming
Cube.
names.
Yeah.
Now we're just naming everyone's got a good voice. So
Fran Drescher.
no. Do you know who that is?
That's Airplane, right?
Fran, I don't know. She's got that very annoying.
No. Why am I thinking? Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Which sitcom does she play in? But yeah, no. Fran Drescher's a no. So
Fran. Why am I? I'm thinking of who's the character in Airplane? I'm thinking of. I can't think of his name.
Leslie Nielsen.
That's what. I don't know why I associated that. I don't know what sitcom it is. The Nanny. The Nanny. That's what you're
Yes.
thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's some tongue in cheek. Billy Graham.
I don't know that my life story needs to be read by Bill. I don't think I've lived up to that level of or standard. No, I mean that'd be great, but I think I don't think my story would rise to that level. So might be lightning come through the ceiling.
All right, those are some good ones.
Yeah.
Who would you want your life story narrated by?
Yeah.
Not to say we have a connection to be able to get any of those, but hey, one can dream.
Hey, with AI, anything's possible.
That's true.
With AI, we can get it done. So, hey, I get to the Pradco story. I don't know if it's AI, but they've got this new technology that they can custom create, or you can custom create the colors and what you want on their blank lures that are there. And if, hey, I think this shade of red or orange or this combination of these colors would make the fish bite, you can put that together. Or if you just want to take any existing lure and put your company name on it, your name on it, some kind of message, birthday greeting, anniversary greeting. If you're always just looking for a perfect custom gift for the hard-to-shop-for person, the Pradco store inside Bass Pro Shops in Fort Smith is your stop. You can take anything off the shelf and customize it with your brand or your name or logo or picture or whatever you want to put on there, or you can create your own custom lure. It's only a $3 upcharge, all right? It's a lot of fun as well. Check it out. It's the Pradco store. It's one of a kind. There's only one in the world, and it's at Bass Pro Shops in Fort Smith, just off I-540 at Rogers Avenue.
All right, before we go, who is Opie Taylor?
Opie Taylor, that's Ron Howard. He was the kid, the redheaded kid in the old black and whites of the Andy Griffith Show.
Okay, that's who Hog Wild says mine is.
Yeah, Ron Howard.
Okay. All right, we got to hit a break. SEC update when we come back. We'll come back to this Will Wade mess and get into a few other things. If you have a grudge against an old Little League or high school or middle school coach, please get them ready because Keith Hernandez still apparently has one, former New York Met. We'll get to that. The Morning Rush continues next.
It's the summer event takeover at Lewis Automotive with sizzling deals and endless adventures. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years and home of the Lewis Guarantee. No, because I'm not a DB. This is the Morning Rush.
Good morning. This is your Hardee's 2 for $5 breakfast mix and match along. We've got fluffy eggs and sausage on a made-from-scratch biscuit ready, or perhaps biscuit and gravy. Ooh, maybe a sweet cinnamon roll. Wake up and smell that sweet deal. Mix and match any 2 for just $5 for a limited time, only at Hardee's. Don't snooze on the app. Snag juicy deals, order ahead, and get to work on time. Maybe. Exclusive app offers for registered My Rewards members only. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
For generations, Hardscrabble Country Club has been the heart of great golf in Fort Smith. For 100 years, it's where families connect, friendships grow, and traditions are passed down. From its historic fairways to its welcoming community, Hardscrabble is more than a club. It's home. Join us as we celebrate a century of memories and create new ones together. Hardscrabble Country Club. Tradition lives here.
Are you ready for a career change? In as little as 4 weeks, you can earn your CDL right here in the River Valley. Voted best truck driving school in Arkansas, COPS CDL Academy in Van Buren offers hands-on training with experienced instructors who prepare you not only for the test, but the road ahead. With multiple funding options available, getting started may be easier than you think. Your new career starts here. Call 479-632-1050 today, where real training creates real job opportunities.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. The future of office printing is here with Xerox's Connect Key technology and cloud connectivity. Xerox offers seamless integration, top-notch security, and unmatched efficiency to help your business stay ahead. Don't miss out. Call us today at 783-6600 and ask about our special offer for a free Xerox color printer with many Xerox models. Dixie Digital Imaging, leading the way in office technology.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, not when you work with Tara Lindbergh and the Lindbergh Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LindberghTeam.com, LIMBIRD.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Save up to $4,000 on in-stock 2026 Buick Encore GXs at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. That's $4,000 off on this top-selling midsize SUV, or $2,000 off and 0% financing for 60 months on 2026 Buick Envisions. These are limited-time offers with approved credit. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith, or online at harryrobinson.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion. You know, every game is a dogfight. We're about to be tough there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
But this afternoon is a day for the Razorbacks to celebrate. Arkansas wins the tournament.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
I feel good about the roster. We're in a good spot. Almost all our spots are accounted for, and most of the guys are here, and so we're moving forward.
All right, a couple Baton Rouge stories here in your SEC update. That is Will Wade. Into July talking about the roster, which currently has 4 players. Classes start very, very soon in Baton Rouge. They just got a commitment from another guy, Sky Clark from UCLA. But, Tommy, I mean, I guess you can field a team of 5, but as of now, still waiting on what the roster is going to look like in Baton Rouge.
And I just wonder, they spend how much on their football roster? $50 million?
44. Yeah.
Whatever. How much? I mean, I'm not saying he has no money and that's why his roster's in the shape it is, but you gotta ask that question, right? I mean, they've got money at LSU, but they've spent a ton on their coach. I mean, you know, a boatload there on that staff, everything that went involved, you know, it was involved in hiring. Is there money left for basketball? What are the sacrificial lambs? Are we going to see a day now that LSU's, you know, perennial presence in baseball isn't what it once was?
Be nice. Hopefully.
What'd be nice is those things, plus they're just average in football. When Kiffin can't produce a champion, yeah, I can get to the playoff, but SEC titles and national championships, are out of reach. But I think they are all in on football, and I think that makes resources to some degree difficult. I mean, how else do you explain it? Guys are on the way and they're not there. I mean, you certainly won't be going to SEC basketball media days and picking LSU at the top.
Nope, you will not. All right, keeping up the SEC update going, staying at LSU. Jaden Daniels, this is from Adam Schefter, apparently has his attorney has informed LSU they can no longer use his name, image, and likeness. They felt profoundly disrespected after LSU cornerback DJ Pickett was allowed to wear his former number 5 jersey.
We talked about this earlier. I know you won the Heisman. I know, but doesn't it seem a bit aggressive? You're attorneying up. You're having represent my people, call them. I mean, surely this isn't the first conversation we're hearing about. I mean, football, you got 105 on the roster.
Yeah.
You can't retire all the numbers, particularly at a great program like LSU that's going to have Heisman winners and national championship quarterbacks and players like that. You can't take particularly single-digit numbers completely away.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the roster right now because I just wanted to see. Right now, I don't know if Joe Burrow, to my knowledge, I think Cannon's the only one that's retired there. I need to go double check on that. No one's wearing number 9, which is Joe Burrow's number. And apparently that was promised by the former staff in recruiting. It's one of the reasons they were able to land DJ Pickett. Kivett got asked about it this week, but evidently Jaden Daniels is, and again, I'm not an athlete. I was not a stud at Arkansas. I was a nerdy radio boy. But if I had this talent and managed to have success on the field like some of the other Arkansas greats, my thought would be the Darren McFadden route. The LSU, Tyrann Mathieu, Patrick Peterson, number 7. It is a badge of honor that you get to wear that said number. And evidently,
did they retire your microphone?
Jaden doesn't think this way. No, I don't know if there's anything on campus that says anything Ty Richardson on it.
Do they put behind glass your headphones from your senior year?
Your KXUA days?
Yeah,
I don't believe so.
None of that happened, huh?
Old intermission, our old 1-hour radio show on the weekends. That was a fun time, man. Simpler days back then. But no, that is but I would like to, even if you wanted to go that route, I would feel like, okay, this kid earned a scholarship or this kid got to do that. That's just my thought. Now, I'm not making millions of dollars. I didn't accomplish anything athletically at Arkansas outside of a couple intramural championships, but that's apparently how Jaden feels about his, 2 years in Baton Rouge? It's not like he was a lifelong LSU kid either. He transferred in from Arizona State and then won a Heisman 2 years later.
I just think when you're one of the more, promising, up-and-coming young quarterbacks in the NFL. Is that an accurate description?
100%.
Okay, he's potentially, he's potentially a Super Bowl Hall of Fame level quarterback based on what we've seen in very limited time with him in the league. All right, he's played to that level of the wall and turned that franchise around. This seems like punching down a little bit. It seems like worrying about things. If I'm a Commanders fan, I'm like, dude, I need you to worry about the Cowboys. I need you to worry about the Eagles. I need you to worry about the Giants.
Yeah.
I get he wants his respect. That's the thing. I felt disrespected. Disrespect. Anyway.
Scott wants to know if Arizona State can use number 5, which I think he was wearing it. I think Herm Edwards might have been his head coach when he was before Dillingham. He might have had Dillingham, but I don't know. That's a good question, Scott. Hadn't seen her.
I just think it's a bad look for his brand to do this, and it's severing. You won a Heisman Trophy there. You don't want to be on bad terms with that university. I think he'll regret this move.
Agree.
There'll have to be a mutual mea culpa here, an apology, a coming back together. These two institutions need each other long term.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
All right, that's the SEC update. It's brought to you by Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. When the workday is done, that's when the good stuff starts. Fishing, off-roading, or just enjoying the great outdoors. And Farm Credit of Western Arkansas can help make it happen. Visit myaglender.com or drop by any one of Farm Credit of Western Arkansas's 25 locations. You can do that today and start making the most of your time off.
So Keith Hernandez, and I meant to play a clip of his last week, him calling the Mets players that left at the trade deadline trash. But he had another viral clip. He is the Mets analyst, former New York Met, and he still holds a grudge to this day with a certain coach of his back in the day. And the clip is pretty funny.
Coach Bolinas. I'll never forget him. That idiot. Excuse me? I was waiting for some kind words. This was his drill. I was quarterback. I dropped back to pass from sideline. He had the defensive ends coming in on both sides. No one blocking, just coming in. So Buddy Papadakis, around 6'3", he came in and he didn't like me, so he wanted to hit my knuckle on his helmet, and I broke my knuckle.
So it wasn't even a game. It was a practice.
Stupid. You got to block someone.
We're not even talking about a game. We're talking about practice.
Jeez. So he was trying to recreate you in the bubble with guys coming at you, and then you'd have to deliver the ball. Well, Buddy was the defensive end. He's just coming in hard.
You got to step up, Keith. You got to step up in the pocket.
It was the stupidest drill. I always thought he was a little bit of a sadist, that Bolinas.
Is Coach Bolinas still with us?
I have no idea.
Oh, gee, you might get a letter.
So, still harbors bad feelings all these years later. Just imagine Ryan Silverfield, and I'm just picking out two defensive ends, lining up Quincy and Charlie Collins, be like, all right, KJ, you got to throw the ball before they hit you.
Nobody's blocking.
Yeah, no one's blocking. Damn, Christmas.
Step up in the pocket. Fire the ball.
Listen, we all have had coaches in our past that we speak highly of, we speak fondly of. Then we have those that we just never liked, never got along with.
Some years
I don't know if he didn't like the. I'm sure I think he didn't like the drill more than he didn't like the coach.
Yeah. It doesn't.
What was that, Big C?
I said some years it felt like that nobody was blocking for their Hogs, and they had to just get rid.
The KJ year in, what was it, 23, when he got sacked like 10 times against Texas A&M, and there was like a crunch where he got hit up top and down low. I remember saying to myself, I don't think there's a place that KJ would like to be less in the world than behind this offensive line right now.
So, hey, you mentioned the other day that the Hall of Fame game drew 7 million in a TV audience. It's more NFL preseason tonight. I'm looking at the Bet Saracen app. Lions and Bengals. Bengals are -7 in that game. Your beloved Packers are giving up 3 on the road to the Steelers, who are getting 3. And then the Colts and the Patriots at 6:30 tonight. It's 2.5-point line. Colts -2.5. You can find all the preseason NFL action here on a Thursday night at the Bet Saracen app. You watched much NFL preseason?
I watched the Hall of Fame game. Didn't watch a second after that. I was just excited for that first initial pop of football. But I'll watch a little week 0, but I don't know how much NFL preseason I'll watch, to be honest.
Cardinals at the Raiders, Chargers and Texans, Titans and 49ers, Dolphins and Commanders are tomorrow's action. So there's 6 games tonight around the NFL in preseason.
I haven't kept up where Talon is on the depth chart with Cleveland behind Shadur Sanders and Deshaun Watson. I don't know where he's at with Dylan Gabriel, but like the former Hogs that were drafted. I saw the Commanders, we're talking about Jay Daniels. The Commanders posted a highlight clip of Traylon Burks making a long grab the other day. So I think if preseason, the only thing I'd really notably care about is Razorbacks that are vying for roster spots and hopefully to get some PT, some playing time this upcoming year.
Yeah, so something to keep up with. Bet Saracen app's got that. Major League Baseball, Ty's favorite, the WNBA, and more, all right there at the Bet Saracen app.
How much WNBA have you watched this summer?
Yeah, not a lot, but boy, they've been in the news, haven't they? So they have kept themselves in the news.
Well, listen, sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. The old adage, any publicity is good publicity, and right now they're getting some publicity. And unfortunately for those participating, it's not the best of it, but at least you're getting it, I guess. I don't know what stance everyone feels like right now, but that's. I don't know. I don't think.
Did Clay Travis really say he'd give $10 million if they'd play, what was it, the high school boys state championship team? He said they'd beat him $10 million if they could beat him.
I think it's of his choice.
Yeah.
That's the wager that has been put out there. I know the Razorback basketball team's always going to get some attention here. We're talking about these offseason grades earlier that Rob Doster gave a C+ for Field of 68, and Jeff Goodman gave it B+. And I wouldn't necessarily go all the way and say it was an 8. And it's, again, I don't want to diminish the number 1 recruiting class. It's hard not to, but it is like you don't want to give them way too high of expectations, an A+ or whatever. I think a B+ is honestly a solid grade for what they were able to do. If you want to say A-, that's fine, but C+ doesn't make a lot of sense, as you were talking about earlier.
But you were talking earlier about expectations. You said was win the national title. I mean, is that really what you think the expectation is?
So Final Four, I think you're talking about, like to see it at least in Elite Eight. Hadn't done that just yet. I know you're really close to year 1. You should be in Tech. We all know what happened. You gave that game away. You ran into a buzzsaw last year. I mean, I think you'd like to get back to or you'd like to get to Detroit, Michigan, and play in that Final Four. Listen, Cal is bullish on the idea he's going to do it with freshmen. You got 9 of them when you include Semedo as a redshirt. So if that's the route we're going to go, that's the route he's going to go. It might be more difficult to coach, being that these guys are not as physically ready as some of the other guys that they'll play, but that's what he wants to do. So let's go.
So it is or isn't a national championship's the expectation?
I think in year 3, it's more. There will be more people that have that expectation. But again, this team hasn't been to a national championship in 30-plus years.
Mm-hmm.
And while you do have the number 1 recruiting class, I don't know. We're not a blue blood program. We're really close to being that, but I don't know if it's necessarily fair to put a non-blue blood program in the sense of you need to make the national championship this year.
Last question, then we got to go. But
okay.
Are you ever truly in year 3? I know Cal's been here year 3 and his staff's had minimal changes, but your roster changes. Are you ever really in a true year 3, year 4, year 5?
I don't know. Like I know what Signetti was able to do in 2 years in Bloomington. I would like to see some statistics on basketball coaches and the year 1 and 2 versus what they're doing in years 3, 4, and 5. I think that's a fair question to ask. But
there's so much roster overhaul.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand the coach has been there 5 years or 3 years or whatever, but your roster, in the sense and tradition that we always think, well, it's year 4 for this coach, they ought to do something. He's got his players in. Well, I mean, I think that all moves up these days because of the portal. That's just a thought I had there when you said, well, it's year 3, ought to expect that. Well, is year 3 a year 3 what we really think?
More people will have an expectation of them getting to there, whether that's fair or foul. That's my opinion on kind of the expectations of this year.
Yeah. Hey, let me tell you about Gaston's White River Resort real quick before we hit the break. Gaston's is one of our favorite places to hang out and spend time. You want to talk about quality time with friends and family, or maybe taking a client somewhere and really getting to know them better and further. Gaston's, you kind of get off the grid to a degree. They got fiber internet and everybody can stay connected to work and home and all the things you need to do that are internet based. But you really kind of get away from it all. You sit on your back porch of your private cabin or lodge and you hear the river come by. You go to the restaurant and you overlook the White River as boats come in and out of the dock, and they got a great breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can take walks along the White River front there around the cabins. They got a fitness center. They've got a pool that's fantastic. They got a nature area. I love watching the airplanes come and go. It is really a unique place. 870-431-5202 is their number. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
It's the summer event takeover at Lewis Automotive with sizzling deals and
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
We've got big news from Roback. This entire week, Roback is launching its brand new collegiate collection, just in time for the fall season. And if you're an Arkansas fan, you're in luck. The Arkansas collection officially dropped, and there's plenty of inventory available. So whether you're headed to the stadium watching from home or just looking to upgrade your game day gear, now's the time to check out Roback's new Arkansas collegiate collection. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they love the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with the free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
Taco Bell's new $3 melty pepper jack steak burrito. Luxuriate in premium grilled steak and new pepper jack sauce in the melty steak burrito. All that for only $3. That kind of looks might go to your head.
Can I have a steak knife?
You may not.
Until you chew it.
The $3 melty pepper jack steak burrito. Now joining the Lutz value menu with 10 items, each just $3 or less. Only at Taco Bell.
Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Football is back, and whether you've been betting for years or you're just looking to put a little action on the games, MyBookie is where I'm playing this year. Find a play you like and take a shot. You can find the action you want and bet it wherever you are when the game kicks off. And if you're new to the club, the Bet Back bonus gives you protection on your first play. Sign up with my promo code HOGS. Opt into the Bet Back bonus and take your first shot with a safety net. If your first wager loses, you'll get it right back. Bet on anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Must opt in to use the Bet Back bonus.
08 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Better running, better walking, and woo, Pig Suey.
It's the summer event takeover at Lewis Automotive with sizzling deals and endless adventures. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years and home of the Lewis Guarantee.
All right, final segment here on the Morning Rush on a Thursday. Guys are back at practice at fall camp with the pads on. We'll close out the show here in just a sec.
Yeah, and it should be a lot of fun. Be sure and download the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell. If you're craving something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy, Taco Bell has you covered. I forgot my shorts. I've got my sun hat. I forgot to bring shorts. I had to go buy some shorts today before I go out to the practice field.
There you go. All right, Sterling is phoned in. We got about 30 seconds. Sterling, go ahead.
Hey, Ty, my man Ty, you was totally right on your prediction about Paul Steve season. And I got to commend you on it, that you called it. I thought you probably said it because of the relationship trouble, but the guy's struggling. His velo is down. His changeup is not effective. He can't blow the ball by anyone. His last 9 starts, his ERA is 5.79 for a guy that elite. stature. And I mean, he just had an awful year. His last start, he only threw 65 pitches.
Starlo, I hate to cut you off. Yeah, I don't think Livy being on Baywatch is helping him at all. Morning Rush done. Halftime's next.
Smith, have you seen the all-new Bass Pro Shop outpost on Bass Pro Drive off Rogers Avenue? Step inside and check out the Pradco store within a store, where you can create